Have you ever haggled for extra fries at a drive-thru? Tried to convince your friend to watch the action flick instead of the rom-com? Congratulations, you've already stepped into the ring of negotiation. From arguing over the TV remote to landing that dream job, we're constantly striving for the best deal, the sweetest outcome. Now, before you picture yourself in a stiff suit battling it out in a boardroom, hold on. Negotiation isn't just for high-flying execs. Ready to become a master negotiator? Let's go. In the realm of negotiation gurus, Michael Wheeler reigns supreme, armed with his insightful book, The Art of Negotiation. Imagine him as a wise, witty friend, guiding you through the intricate dance of deal-making with a twinkle in his eye. No stuffy lectures here, folks. We're talking practical tips, relatable stories, and maybe even a dad joke or two. Wheeler's book is like that trusty Swiss Army knife you never knew you needed. It's packed with tools and techniques to navigate those tricky situations life throws our way. Get ready to laugh, learn, and level up your negotiation game. Picture this. You're at a bustling flea market, eyeing a vintage record player. Haggling is expected, almost a sport. You channel your inner bargain hunter, tossing out a lowball offer with a confident grin. The seller laughs, throws back a counteroffer, and the playful dance begins. Now, imagine strolling into a high-end boutique, same record player, 10 times the price. Do you whip out your flea market tactics? Probably not, unless you enjoy awkward stares from well-dressed salespeople. See, negotiation isn't a one-size-fits-all game. It's about understanding the playing field, the players, and the unspoken rules that come with the territory. Just like you wouldn't wear a swimsuit to a snowstorm, you wouldn't approach every negotiation with the same strategy. Let's say you're craving a late-night snack from a street vendor. The aroma of sizzling tacos fills the air, your stomach growls, and the vendor knows you're hooked. This, my friends, is a classic case of situational power dynamics. The vendor holds the delicious cards, and you're at their mercy. Or are you? Now imagine you're in a boardroom negotiating a major contract with a powerful CEO. The stakes are high, the pressure is on, and everyone's wearing their best poker face. The street vendor scenario might call for a bit of playful banter and a charming smile. But in the boardroom, it's all about strategic thinking, carefully calculated risks, and maybe a splash of corporate charisma for good measure. The key takeaway? Negotiation is like a chameleon, adapting its colors to blend seamlessly with its surroundings. Think of the relativity of negotiation as a universal truth, like gravity, or the fact that pineapple on pizza will always be a topic of heated debate. Once you embrace this concept, you'll start to see negotiation opportunities everywhere, and more importantly, you'll know how to adapt your game plan accordingly. Just like a chameleon changes its colors to blend in, a skilled negotiator adjusts their approach to match the context of the situation. Remember that friend who can sweet-talk their way into any concert? They've mastered the art of adapting to the fun context, using charm and humor as their currency. Then there's the colleague who always manages to snag the best projects at work. They understand the professional context, leveraging their skills and expertise to their advantage. The point is, we all wear different negotiation hats depending on the situation, and that's perfectly okay. So the next time you find yourself in a negotiation, big or small, remember the chameleon. Ever walked into a store in a terrible mood, only to be completely disarmed by a ridiculously cheerful salesperson? You know, the kind who could sell sand to a beachgoer? We've all been there. Suddenly, you're not just buying a product, you're buying into their infectious energy. That, my friends, is the power of emotions at play. Wheeler reminds us that beneath the spreadsheets and contracts, negotiations are ultimately human interactions. Imagine this. You're locked in a tense negotiation, the tension thicker than a bowl of cold oatmeal. Suddenly, the other party throws a curveball, and you can feel your blood pressure skyrocketing faster than a rocket launch. We've all been there. Your inner voice is screaming, "Don't lose it, don't lose it." But what can you do? Wheeler swoops in with a reassuring pat on the back, reminding us that emotional outbursts rarely lead to favorable outcomes. Instead, he suggests channeling your inner Zen master. Take a deep breath, count to 10 or maybe 20, depending on the intensity of the situation, and resist the urge to unleash a verbal tsunami. Remember, negotiation is like a game of emotional chess. You need to anticipate the other player's moves and respond strategically, not impulsively. Remember, emotions are contagious. If you bring a bucket of sunshine to the negotiation table, chances are the other party will be more receptive to your ideas. but show up with a thunderstorm brewing overhead. And well, let's just say things might get a little stormy. Wheeler suggests practicing the art of emotional intelligence, that magical ability to understand and manage your own emotions while being aware of the emotions of others. It's like having a superpower that allows you to navigate the emotional landscape with grace and finesse. Let's be honest, the word strategy can sound a bit intimidating, like something out of a war room filled with generals and giant maps. But fear not, my friends. When it comes to negotiation, strategy is simply about making smart choices that move you closer to your desired outcome. It's like planning your route before a road trip. You might not know every twist and turn, but having a general direction keeps you from ending up at a llama farm when you were aiming for the beach. Wheeler compares strategic negotiation to a game of chess, where each move is carefully calculated to outmaneuver your opponent. But unlike chess, negotiation isn't about checkmating the other side. It's about finding a path where everyone feels like they've gained something valuable. Think of it as a win-win tango, where both partners move gracefully towards a mutually beneficial outcome. We've all encountered that negotiation counterpart who seems to speak in riddles, their true motivations shrouded in mystery. It's enough to make you want to hire a detective to decipher their secret code. But fear not, my inquisitive friends, for Wheeler equips us with a powerful tool, the art of asking why. Think of why as your negotiation X-ray vision, allowing you to peer beneath the surface and uncover the underlying interests and concerns driving the other party's behavior. By asking open-ended questions and listening actively to their responses, you can gain valuable insights that pave the way for mutually beneficial solutions. Negotiation often gets painted as a battle, a clash of titans vying for dominance. But what if we told you that the real magic happens when we ditch the battle cries and focus on building bridges instead? Wheeler reminds us that collaboration, not combat, is the key to unlocking truly satisfying agreements. Think of it this way. Every negotiation involves at least two parties, each with their own set of desires, concerns, and non-negotiables. The trick is to find the sweet spot where those interests overlap, the common ground where everyone feels heard, respected, and valued. It's like finding the perfect Venn diagram of happiness, where the shared space represents a solution that exceeds everyone's expectations. By focusing on finding common ground, you not only arrive at a solution that exceeds both of your initial expectations, but you also strengthen your working relationship in the process. Imagine this. You're watching a jazz musician lost in the groove. They're not just playing notes, they're riffing, improvising, letting the music flow through them. Negotiation, Wheeler suggests, can be just as much an art form as playing an instrument. It's about tapping into your intuition, your creativity, your ability to think on your feet and respond to the unexpected with style and grace. After all, who wants to be a negotiation robot when you can be a smooth-talking, deal-making maestro? Now, before you start picturing negotiation as a free-for-all where anything goes, Wheeler reminds us that intuition isn't about throwing logic out the window and relying solely on gut feelings. It's about striking a balance between your rational mind and your intuitive senses. Think of it as a dynamic duo, working in perfect harmony to guide you towards negotiation nirvana. Your rational mind is like the skilled architect, carefully analyzing the situation, gathering information, and crafting a solid plan. Your intuition, on the other hand, is like the artistic visionary, seeing possibilities where others see roadblocks, sensing subtle cues, and coming up with creative solutions that defy conventional wisdom. Remember that time you were negotiating with a potential investor? Your rational mind told you to stick to the script, to present the facts and figures in a clear and concise manner. But your intuition whispered that something was off, that the investor needed more than just numbers to be convinced. So you took a leap of faith and shared your personal story, your passion for your project, your vision for the future. And guess what? That authentic connection, that spark of shared enthusiasm, sealed the deal. Negotiation isn't always about choosing between a jelly-filled donut and a glazed donut. Sometimes, the most satisfying outcomes arise when we ditch the predetermined options and whip up our own custom-made cronut, because who doesn't love a good cronut? Wheeler encourages us to approach negotiation with a spirit of creative problem-solving, to look beyond the obvious and explore uncharted territories where win-win solutions await. Think of it as a brainstorming session with your negotiation counterpart. Instead of viewing each other as adversaries battling for a limited slice of the pie, imagine yourselves as collaborators working together to bake a bigger, more delicious pie that everyone can enjoy. Remember that time you were negotiating a partnership agreement with another company? Your initial discussions seemed to hit a wall, with both sides clinging tightly to their own interests. Just when you were about to settle for a mediocre compromise, you decided to try a different approach. You asked, "What if we combined our strengths in a way we haven't considered before?" And boom! That simple question unlocked a treasure trove of creative possibilities, leading to a partnership that was more innovative, more profitable, and frankly, more fun than either of you had initially imagined. So there you have it, folks. We've journeyed through the wacky, wonderful world of negotiation, guided by the wisdom of Michael Wheeler and seasoned with a dash of humor. Because who doesn't love a good chuckle, right? But as we close the curtains on this negotiation extravaganza, let's remember one crucial thing. Negotiation isn't just something we do in boardrooms or across contract tables. It's an integral part of being human, woven into the very fabric of our daily lives. Think about it. Every time you convince your friend to see the latest superhero flick instead of that cheesy rom-com, you know you're right. You're negotiating. Every time you convince your kids to eat their vegetables by promising a delicious dessert, bribery? Never. You're negotiating. Heck, every time you convince your dog to go for a walk by shaking their leash with extra enthusiasm, walkies, you're negotiating. See, negotiation isn't about manipulating or outsmarting the people around us. It's about finding common ground, building bridges instead of walls, and creating win-win outcomes that leave everyone feeling happy, or at least reasonably content. It's about navigating the messy, hilarious, and often unpredictable dance of human interaction with grace, humor, and a healthy dose of empathy. Remember, negotiation isn't a one-size-fits-all formula. There's no magical script or secret handshake that guarantees success every time. Just like a jazz musician improvises a solo, a skilled negotiator adapts to the rhythm of the situation, using their intuition, creativity, and finely honed skills to navigate the ever-changing dynamics of human interaction. And hey, let's be real, sometimes negotiations can be tough. You might encounter stubborn counterparts, unexpected curveballs, and moments that make you want to scream into a pillow, or perhaps a stress ball. But that's all part of the game, my friends. The key is to embrace the challenge, learn from your experiences, and never stop honing your negotiation skills. After all, practice makes perfect, or at least slightly less disastrous. So go forth and negotiate with confidence, knowing that you have the tools and techniques to navigate even the most challenging situations. And remember, a little humor goes a long way. A well-timed joke can break the ice, diffuse tension, and remind everyone that, hey, we're all just human beings trying to figure things out, one negotiation at a time. Now, before you unleash your newfound negotiation prowess upon the world, a word of caution from your friendly neighborhood negotiation guru, that's me. While it's great to be strategic, to advocate for your needs, and to aim for those sweet, sweet win-win outcomes, let's not forget the importance of being a decent human being throughout the process. Negotiation should never come at the expense of your integrity, your relationships, or your ability to sleep soundly at night. Remember, behind every negotiation, there's a human being with their own set of hopes, dreams, and anxieties. Let's treat each other with respect, empathy, and a healthy dose of kindness, even when the going gets tough, and especially when the donuts are running low. So, as you embark on your negotiation adventures, remember the wise words of Michael Wheeler and the power of approaching every interaction with a spirit of collaboration, creativity, and genuine human connection. And hey, if you happen to score a few extra donuts along the way, well, that's just a bonus.